So, welcome back to episode number 2 of Sucks or Fucks. This is where I review luxury items and I tell you if it sucks or if it fucks. This week's episode, the Barrett M82A1. So, switching it up a little bit different from last time, it was an Italian knife that I think was about 2.5 inches long, blade length, made out of carbon fiber, made out of steel. If you haven't seen that episode already, check it out here. But this time we're mixing it up a little bit. We're getting a little more firepower, no pun intended, and this is the Barrett 50 cal. If you don't know what that is, if you've never played Call of Duty, never been around guns, never grew up with guns, the Barrett 50 cal is chambered in 50 BMG, which is one of the largest calibers you can get in most states. A lot of states it's not legal, other states it is, but it's one of the largest rounds you can get. It was originally made to take out IEDs. It was not made for personnel. It was not made to shoot at people or disabling a Humvee, whatever it may be. It was made for that because the round is so large and just fucking impressive that it wasn't really made to be shooting at a single person. Because, and if you have an extra $10,000 laying in your pocket, not including a scope, not including a bipod, not including ammo, you can have a lot of fun with it. The stats around this weapon are it is 29.7 to 39.7 pounds, so 30 to 40 pounds. This thing is heavy. You can't be running around with it, flicking it everywhere. It is fucking heavy. You gotta lay it down, you gotta get down, or have it up against something, hopefully on your bipod or monopod, whatever it may be, off a Humvee, off a helicopter, whatever it is, you need it on that. 48 to 57 inches long, so this thing is huge. If you're standing up, 57 inches I think is almost 5 feet, a little more than 5 feet. It's fucking big. Taking corners and you're not gonna do anything like that. You pull that trigger, you can feel how impressive this round is. It silences everything around you. It feels like the base is just cracking into your chest. The sides spit out smoke, whatever you're in. You can't stand too close to it because it will either pop your ears or shoot fucking gas all over you. So that's kind of how it happens. Laying down with this thing and you pull the trigger and that spring and that barrel kick back, I'll tell you what, there's nothing like it. It feels like the suspension in your truck whenever you're just bogging it down and it just kicks back. The kick isn't as bad as you'd think. It's like a slug out of a shotgun is how I'd equate it to someone who hasn't shot one. But every one of those trigger pulls is $5 because it is not cheap to get 50 cal ammo. And if you see, 50 cal ammo is about the size of this remote and it packs a punch. Let's get into some bolt velocity. So it comes out of the gun at 2,700 meters a second, closer to 2,800 meters a second. The effective range is about 2,000 yards, which is over a mile. This thing can go over a mile. You can hit somebody from a different zip code, so we have to be really careful about that. You'll see the giant berm in the background of all these shots, and we knew that there were miles and miles of farmland behind us, so we knew we didn't have to worry about, hitting anything, any person or a car or vehicle or a house or anything like that. So when shooting something like this, especially in neighborhoods or things along that nature, you need to know what's behind your target, because if you miss, God forbid, we did have a 20-foot tall berm, which was catching a lot of rounds, but if you do miss, it's gonna suck. Now, is this thing worth $10,000? Like I said, not including your scope, which can be up to $3,000. You can spend as much as you want on the scope. You can spend $20,000 on a scope if you really wanted to. The bipod's $200. The pins, we got without pins, those were $150 a piece. So, is it all worth it? Well, yes, in my honest opinion. No training, no law enforcement experience, anything like that, just a guy who likes to shoot guns. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you don't own one, rent one. If you can't rent one, go to a shooting range, try it out. Fly to Vegas if you need to. It's one of the craziest feelings in the world, knowing that you could send a projectile 2 miles away. It is absolutely insane. Like I said, it is not available in a lot of states, not available in a lot of countries, I would imagine as well. But I personally think this will be a 6-figure gun down the road. I have bets on it, I have wagers on it, because I do think it will be. Once they outlaw this, once they realize, hey, there shouldn't really be a 50 BMG just flying around, and a lot of people have them, but it will be a 6-figure gun. Mark my words, we can come back to this video in 10 years or 30 years, whatever it may be. I think it's going to be worth over $100,000. I think it's a great investment. I think it's a great piece. It's gorgeous. The thing works. I mean, it's like a Swiss watch. It's absolutely insane. And like I said, if you're just looking for something that's just big and just obnoxious, then this is probably good for you. In conclusion, Barrett 50 cal, sucks or fucks? I think we knew the answer to this one. Definitely fucks. So if you have an extra $10,000 laying around and a little bit more for accessories, I recommend getting it. It's crazy. Like I said, if you can't rent it, buy it, own it. If you guys like the series, it's short, it's sweet, nothing technical. I'll read some shit off the internet, read some facts off the internet, and tell you my experience about it. And that's all you really need to know. So if you enjoyed that episode, make sure you guys subscribe and like. There will be more episodes coming out. It won't always be gun, knife related. There'll be other luxury products. There'll be some Gucci, there'll be some Louis Vuitton, there'll be some other stuff, like I said, cars eventually down the road. But if you do like this series, make sure you like, comment. Let me know if you shot a 50 before, if it hasn't been a Barrett, if you shot another 50 BMG, if you shot a machine gun, whatever it may be. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Like I said, no expert review. This is just after shooting it once and thinking that it's badass. So, appreciate it, guys.